Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, we're going to dive right into, a pretty major story that broke earlier today, Thursday, April 3rd, 2025. It's all about this pretty significant, downturn in the U.S. stock market. We've been digging through a whole lot of reports, from all the big news sources, even just seeing what people are saying online. And so our goal today is to kind of help you make sense of what's happening right now, what caused it, and what does this all mean in the bigger picture, without getting too bogged down in, all the complicated financial stuff. So right off the bat, we're seeing, headlines everywhere. What exactly happened? Like, what did the numbers actually look like?
Yeah. It was a really, really sharp decline. We're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and it took a huge hit, somewhere between 1,200 and 1,400 points.
Wow.
And in the S&P 500, it dropped like around 3.7% to 4%.
Yeah.
And actually, some analysts are even saying this could be the biggest single-day percentage drop since all the way back in September 2022.
Yeah, that's a really, really big swing. And, one thing I noticed was that it seems like the tech sector was hit especially hard.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Nasdaq, they were saying it was in free fall, which is, that's not a good sign. It means a lot of those tech companies are losing value really, really fast.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the big companies either, those small cap stocks.
Right.
They also took a big hit. And some reports are saying that they're actually getting pretty close to like bear market territory.
Oh, wow.
Which is basically when stock prices drop by like 20% from their highest point recently. So, not a great situation for a lot of investors.
Yeah, I saw this number and it kind of blew my mind. $2 trillion. That's how much value the stock market reportedly lost in just one day. Does that kind of give you a sense of just how big of a deal this is?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a staggering number. It really shows you just how massive this was.
So let's get into what caused this. What are most of these reports saying is the main trigger for this, market drop?
Yeah. Pretty much everyone agrees that it was President Trump's announcement about those new tariffs. It seems like that's what really spooked the markets.
Tariffs again, huh? So what was it about this specific announcement, that made the markets react so strongly?
Well, I think this announcement kind of set off a few alarm bells. First off, people are worried about a trade war. I mean, if other countries start putting up their own tariffs, things could get messy real fast. And that leads to all sorts of problems with global supply chains. Like businesses might have trouble getting the things they need, which could hurt their profits. And then on top of that, tariffs can make imported goods more expensive, which leads to, higher prices for everyone. And that's when people start worrying about inflation.
Yeah, right. So basically businesses are paying more, consumers are paying more. Everyone's just kind of unsure about what's going to happen next. And this isn't just something happening in the US, right?
Exactly. I mean, this is a global thing now. Financial markets all over the world are feeling the effects. It is interesting, though, because some reports are saying that the U.S. market might actually be getting hit harder than some other countries right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also seeing that the U.S. dollar is getting weaker, too.
So as this is all playing out, how are the news outlets, the financial experts, everyone, how are they reacting to this in real time?
Oh, it's been nonstop coverage all day.
Yeah.
All the big names, CNBC, AP News, BBC Wall Street Journal, they're all over it. And online, it's even crazier. I mean, X is blowing up.
Right.
Every investors, analysts, just regular people, they're all talking about what's happening, what it means for the economy. It's kind of wild to watch it all unfold.
It sounds like a day where, everyone's just glued to their screens watching the numbers go up and down. Are there any historical events that experts are comparing this to kind of help people understand the scale of what's going on?
Yeah. It's interesting. Some analysts are bringing up some pretty big historical moments. Some are comparing it to what happened when the COVID-19 pandemic first hit. The markets just crashed.
Right.
And some are even going further back, comparing it to the 1929 stock market crash.
Wow.
They're saying that this shows just how quickly things can change in the economy.
Yeah, so let's bring it all together. Today, we saw a really fast and really big drop in the stock market. And based on everything we're seeing in the news and from the experts, it seems like the main cause is those new tariffs that were announced. And this isn't just a U.S. problem. It's having ripple effects across the whole world.
Exactly. And, this whole situation really makes you think, how much power do these policy decisions have to change the economy? And how connected is everything in the global financial system? It's pretty amazing, And I think it's something we all need to pay attention to. So think about it. What are some of the things you're going to be keeping an eye on in the next few weeks to see how this all plays out in the long run?
That's a great question for all our listeners out there. Thanks for tuning in to the deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.